Welcome to Drill Daddy Garage with your host, Joseph Drill Daddy Mish. Today, we're going to be working on designing a car in Photoshop for the Drill Daddy Garage brand to import it and put it on track in iRacing. So join me as we get ready to do those things now. All right, welcome. Glad you can make it. All right, so what we're going to do today is work on putting a car from iRacing, a template. We're going to design it here on this computer. As you notice behind me, this is my workstation downstairs. We're going to put it on this computer. We're going to work on it on the Mac on Photoshop to design the car. And then when we're done working on the car here, we're going to move to my other computer so we can actually input it onto a car and see what it looks like on track. So bear with me. We'll work through this together and we'll make it happen. So welcome to the garage. What you see on the screen right here is this is my desktop open to Safari because there's a couple different ways of going about securing the template you need for the design. One of the ways we're going to talk about today, the easiest way when we're on the Mac, is to not go through iRacing or the service, but go through a third party partner with iRacing that is referred to as Trading Paints. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the website, the search bar, and we're going to type in Trading Paints. See, I've already done it. It's up there. Trading Paints is up on the screen. So you're going to go to Trading Paints. Once you come to Trading Paints, you'll be asked to log in. So once you log in with your iRacing account, you have to have an iRacing account to do this. So once you log in with your iRacing account, which I have, as you notice up in the corner, Misfit Mafia, that's one of my race teams that I've had. You're going to go to hover over Paint Cars, and you'll see Painting Templates. So you're going to click on Painting Templates, and then it'll give you a series of how to do this. And this is Trading Paint's way of how to get it done. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up to the cars, and you see here you have your oval cars and you have your road racing cars. So I think today, um, given that we're getting ready to go do another truck race for the eNASCAR College Series, in which I represent Armada at Full Sail University, we're going to find the truck. So we need to scroll down. We need to find the NASCAR. We're looking for the Silverado. NASCAR truck Silverado right here. Notice NASCAR truck Silverado 2019 version. This is the right truck. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And it immediately drops it into my downloads. And it's opening it in Photoshop on my other screen right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this over. So once you click the download, you're going to have, drag this on screen, a template. So what you see here is a template of the actual truck. Notice on the template, you can kind of make it out a little bit. This right here, well, you really can't see too good. Let's see if we can change this up a little bit. There we go. So this right here is the hood of the truck. We have the top of the truck. We have the pillars here and here, another pillar here, another pillar here. Then we have the sides of the truck. This is the left side. This is the right side. And then we have what would be the front bumper and grille, and then the rear bumper and the tail. And then this being the bed of the truck. We're going to manipulate this a little bit, zooming in, zooming out, changing colors, doing a whole lot in Photoshop. So one of the first things you need to do, or you can do if you rather, is identify some of the layers you have in Photoshop. So if you've never worked with Photoshop, it can seem intimidating at first, but it really isn't, trust me. What we're going to do is we're going to look over in the bottom right corner. You see the green box where it says custom spec map. We will get to that. Then you have where the red turn off before exporting and then paintable area. So paintable area, if you twirl it down, it's going to give us a bunch of options. Car decals, color change decals, the pit box colors, the tape, the pit board, etc. And then we have car patterns and then the base pattern of the car. So the blue you see is technically the base pattern of the car. Now, depending on the direction you want to go with your car, um, you can put your base pattern that off the start. in particular with the Drill Daddy brand, we operate off of a series of colors: black, green, brown, yellow, and white. So this truck, I think what we're probably going to do is probably do a little bit of darker color truck with a lighter color number and accents. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to change this color to black so we can actually get it on board. So you're going to you're going to click this. You're going to not right click. Right click's not the option today. So you're going to come down here to where it says FX. Click FX, go over color overlay. It's going to create another box. You're going to get another outside element box. I'll drag it here so you can see what it looks like. So here we go. So you're going to get another dialog box. And from here, you have color overlay checked. What you can do is click under the blend mode. There's all the different blend modes, but we're going to stick with normal because this is a normal, easy. Basically, all we're doing is changing the color without changing the color. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it at 100% opacity. And we're going to make sure that black's the one we want. So we want a gray truck. Notice it'll turn it gray. We want a little bit lighter. We want to go full black. We want to go full white. Maybe we wanted like a reddish color. We can change whatever color we want. But in this case, we're going to start off black. So we'll click OK here, and then we'll click OK here. And now, when you scroll down here on the paintable area, you'll see where it says the base layer. It still reflects as blue, but you will see an effect has been put in and it's been a color overlay. So we know that there's been something done to that layer, so we can change it in the future. So it's two ways you can approach this. You can approach it in the sense that you want to create a canvas of your own, a blank canvas right here, all blank canvas here, which is the black truck. Or you can twirl down this car pattern and see what the car patterns are that you might want to look at. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the eyeball on so we can see these color patterns. Notice the whole truck changed. And what we're going to do is sift through and see if we like any of these colors, any of these patterns. So we twirl down the car patterns and we can see that they're all checked. And notice the way Photoshop works, we see the top layer. So we have to dial back the layer. So obviously this is kind of bland, not really a huge fan. So we'll come over here and we'll turn that one off. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this one's kind of interesting. Maybe a little bit of Drill Daddy brand in there a little bit. So notice we'll just take note that that's number one. So we can come up here. We didn't really like zero. So we'll go ahead and delete that. And one, okay, that might be worth it. So we'll take that one off to expose two. Not really a fan of two, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. We'll look at three. Three is very aggressive, got a lot of cool colors. We'll keep on to that one. So we'll get rid of that one. Highlight four. Four is kind of boring. Five is kind of boring. Six is kind of boring. Seven is kind of boring. Not really a fan of eight. That one's fairly simple. Given some like Fast and Furious vibe. 10, that's a very cool gradient. Gradients are a whole nother ball game. I'm not really feeling 11. 12, a little bit of gradient, kind of some cool shapes, but nothing really on top of the truck. So not really a huge fan of that one. That is a very busy set of swirls. Not a huge fan. Probably not there. Not there. Not bad. We'll take a look. Hold on to 17. Let's see what we got. 18. I think that's actually the one I used for my full sail truck, my Armada truck, my previous one. It's kind of cool. Might hold on to that one too. Do that. Let's go down here to 19. No. No. Some cool flames, I guess, but no. Mm, Probably not here. Probably not here. All right. So now we're back to the base, right? So we're gonna flip these back down, see what we like. So we got this one. Fairly simple. We got car pattern 3. Pretty busy. 17. Then we're gonna get rid of 17 here. And then we're gonna turn on 18. I'm currently in a toss up here. Not sure if I like 3 or 18 more. Let's go with this. This could be cool. We'll go with this one. So we'll go with 3. So we're going to get rid of 18 and we're going to get rid of 1. Kind of have an idea what we want to do here. So once you have your layer selected, notice that on my layer side, I'm still selected on the layer. So what you're going to do here is you're going to come up to the top and you're going to click select. You're going to roll your mouse down to color range. Color range. You're going to get another dialog box. Bring it here so you can see. So this is the box that'll come down and you get the little dropper. So you get the little dropper. You're going to start. The way I like to do this is to select the color and then I label what that color is first. So we're going to start with red, right? We'll go red, green, blue, RGB. So we'll start with red. We'll click red. Notice that whole dialog box, everything that just turned white is now going to be selected. So we can turn on the fuzziness, we can increase it, we can decrease it. 57 is a good place, but let's put that, we'll input that to 60. So it's a good even number. Notice it changes it just a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to click OK. Now you're going to get the marching ants all over the screen around the red, which is just fine. So what we're going to do here is grab a hold of these materials, which we did. We're going to hit Command J. That is going to create another layer. If you notice down here, you now have another layer that is labeled layer 1. What I like to do is double click that and type in the word red because that was our red layer and just go ahead and enter. That way now it's saving. Why, notice something real quick. Let me make a quick change because this is going to bother me while we're discussing things. Let me make a quick change. That was not the change we wanted to make. Well, hey, let's see. Let's see if this is it. That's a little better. A little better. All right. We're doing a little better now. Now we're at least looking into the screen. Forgive me. I was looking away. Okay, so now, somewhat, the screen is right here. Right here. So, I'm not quite sure why my stuff is moving, but let's get it brought up to size so you can see what we got going on here. All right, now we'll get back over here in Adobe. It's probably because I was moving around, doing all kinds of weird things. All right, so let's do this. So now we've got the red. Now we're going to get the green. So we'll come over here again to select. We're going to color range. We'll come down. We'll click the green this time. Now we keep the fuzziness at 60, and now we have all that selected. So we click OK. Now we're going to Command J, but we can't do it. Notice we get a dialog box. Okay, you can't make a layer from that selection. So this is important. When you get to moving too fast or you get distracted like I just was, click OK. You want to come down here and you want to click the car pattern. You have to make sure you're on the right layer. So you can keep it selected. Now what we can do is hit Control J again, and we're going to get another layer. It's going to come up. Notice it comes up as layer 1. So in here, we're going to double tap at this, double click again, and now we're going to label this one green. That just lets us know what color that these are originally. Finally, click car pattern, go back again, select color range, and we need the blue. So we're going to click on the blue, click OK, Command J, and we're going to get the blue layer. So we're going to double click again, type in blue, click enter, and now we have are 3 layers, and not are 3 layers because this is going to become very important as we move forward and start making some changes to this paint scheme. So we can come down here to car pattern. Now we can either turn it off if we want to, or we can just delete it. In this case, I'm just going to delete it. So now we have our color base, which is black. Then we have blue, green, and red. So with that being said, the next thing we need to do is look at what color scheme do we really want to use? Well, in saying that, let me go ahead and pull up for you. Let's do this. There's my screen with my recents. Move this over here. Let's pull up. We're gonna find, uh, give me a second while this loads. Okay, so this is the Drill Daddy. This is the Drill Daddy Garage brand deck. So what you're gonna see here is we're gonna have some colors. So we can scroll down. Here's our logos, here's our colors, here's our fonts, our objectives, everything about us today. So let's scroll back up and let's start with, let's look at these colors. So we have green, we have black, we have brown, we have yellow. Notice the hex colors are in there. So with the hex colors in there, that's going to allow us to actually use those in Photoshop. So I'm thinking we go with let's go with a black truck with green and yellow main colors with a brown accent color. So let's minimize this. So I think we change the red to black. So if we change the red to black, we can click red layer here. We can do the same thing we did before, clicking effects, clicking color overlay, changing it to black with 100% opacity with normal. So we can just go ahead and click OK right there. Now that's black. Now the next step would be to make another change. So I think the green on the car should stay green. So let's keep it green, but let's change it to the right green. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're gonna double check and see what our hex code was, which is 00BF63. So we're gonna come back to this in a second. So we're gonna go to effects notice we're selected that layer. Notice we're on the green layer, effects, color overlay. We're gonna click the color. Now you can come down here and put in the hex code, which was 00BF63. There's that green. So now we're gonna hit OK. Now we have the green that matches the Drill Daddy brand. Forgive me, I had a moment there. But what we can do is maybe we want to do something with the color. So we want to dissolve the color. Do we want to darken the color? Notice it gets a little darker on screen now. We want to multiply it, changes it a little bit more, right? It's the same hex color, but we're just changing how the hex color comes through. Color burn. So color burn's very bright, real poppy there. You can go with lighten. So it's a very, very soft color, hard light, vivid light. All right, we got these options. So in this case, I think what I want to do, let's just go normal for now. We can come back and take a look, see after we start putting logos and stuff on the car. So here we go. Okay, there. Now we come down to our last color, which is this blue. We don't really want the blue. So let's look at changing that to the yellow. So we go back to our brand deck, double check the hex code, which is going to be E70156. E70156. So we're going to minimize that. We're going to come down here to blue, make sure we select the layer, go to effects, go to color overlay, and click on this. We go down here and it goes E70156. And that is not the correct number. So let's check what just happened there. E70. There we go. 156. Oof. We're not a pink. Pink is not the answer. So let's hit OK for right now and pull this up to see what I incorrectly did. Well, I'm not 100% certain, folks. Let me see if I can use my. I cannot. We can't use our dropper to see what we got going on here. So I'm going to try to come down to this yellow here. See. There we go. We'll put it there for right now. Okay. So now we got to, we'll hold it there for a placeholder. So now you get a very unique looking truck. That's a lot of green though. I'm not 100% certain that I'm a huge fan of this, which that's the reason why sometimes you shouldn't delete your car patterns. But that's not doesn't mean it's over yet. So what we could do, what happens if we switch the green and the black? So we come here, this becomes the green. So we color overlay. At least now though, we can hit color overlay, click the box, and then we can drop her. So we can click the green, click that, and then we can click on this one is the yellow. So this one right here. We're gonna turn this one to black. How does that look? Well, I think it looks interesting. Hmm, but it's okay. I have a plan. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we need to bring in some of what we want to put on the truck. So in this case, now we have over here in this corner, we have, I'll make this a little bigger. What we have now is all of the colored paintable area. But now we have the car pattern and it's painted. So we can roll that up now. So the pattern is rolled up. And we can even roll up paintable area if we wanted to, or we can roll it back down. Because the next couple things we're going to do is we're going to start putting some stuff on the car, but we need to make sure we put it on top because we're going to start layering. So the next thing we want to do, we're going to click paintable area. So we're going to start moving stuff. So on my desktop, I have a file labeled Drill Daddy Garage Car. And what I'm going to show you here in a second is what that file looks like. So you can see where that goes and how that works, and how we can pull from it. So we have right here, we have the Drill Daddy Garage Car. So we're going to click on that, and we have our two logos that we want to put on the car. So from here, we're going to grab, I'll move this over here. We're going to grab the Drill Daddy Garage logo, and we're just going to set it on the hood. And there we go. So now from here, we can move this. We want to put it on the hood. Obviously, we don't want it oriented that direction. So we want to rotate it. So we're going to get that rotation up top, up here. And we're going to start seeing, now when you do that, you're going to start seeing the very top of the screen, you're going to start seeing where the angle is. No, it says negative 8.7, right? So obviously we need to go to negative 90. So we can get close, right? Oh, negative 90, perfect, right there. And it also reflects right here. So right here, we see negative 89.97. So we can go here, keep the negative sign, and put 90 in the spot, click enter, boom. Now we can click OK, and now it is on the hood at negative 90. Notice you get that small pink line when you're about good in terms of center. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drag this out some Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Click OK here. See if we can get it back to right about where we want to be, right about here. Okay. And then obviously we don't want to like right on the seam of the hood, so we can use our arrow keys and give it a small shift. Click off, see how it looks. Looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good right about there. All right, so that's going to be the Drill Daddy garage. Now, that's going to help with the black. I think it's going to help a lot with the black. Now, if we were to get rid of this black, which we could do, we could go in, select the black, remove the black, and it would just be a standalone image of the cart by itself, but the green would not have a good offset on the green hood. It would need to be black. But we'll hold off. We'll see what we got going on. So there he is right here. Right about there. Looking good. Okay, so there he is. So now we have the next logo we want to grab. So we're going to make sure that that file's pulled up again. Here we go. Now we're going to grab the Drill Daddy Garage 2 logo, which is the horizontal logo. And we're going to slap it on the side of the car. So grab it, click, drag, pull, and set it down on the truck. Notice it popped up right here. We can't really see a whole lot because of the font is all the right color, which is kind of cool. So where do we want to put this? Well, if we put it on green, or put it on yellow, the yellow part's gone. We put it on green, the green part's gone. And obviously, put it on black, everything pops. So I'm thinking we put Drill Daddy Garage right here, center mass on the rear bumper. Bring it down some, come back up here, work it in a little bit, try to find the right spot. Not quite there. We'll shift it over just a little bit, right about there. You can click OK. There we go. So there's Drill Daddy Garage on the bumper. Looking pretty good. All right, but I'm still not happy. I'm still not 100% sold on this paint scheme. So even though we got rid of the car patterns, we could always turn the car patterns off and start from scratch. We can put our own shapes on here. We can even take these patterns, keep these patterns. We can adjust them. We can move them. So like if you were to grab, let's say we don't like, let's see here. Maybe it's the maybe it's the green pattern we don't like. So we have this, right? So we can actually take this and we can shrink this whole thing up and down if we want to. We can do whatever we want with this. Maybe we want to put it like this, right? Who knows? All right, Control Z. We'll undo that. We can control any aspect of this we want. Maybe we want to move this one. We want to move the yellow. Do we like the yellow? Do we want to make the yellow go away? Maybe the green looks cool by itself, right? The green does look kind of cool. You bring in the yellow to where it needs to go. All right, cool. There's the yellow. So what do we want to do, whether we keep it or not? I'm still debating in my head. What if we change this color overlay here, make it go black. Already. Now we actually just switched it to black. We can take the Drill Daddy Garage. Watch this. This might look cool. We can put the Drill Daddy back here. We can spin it 100. Now we want 90 degrees. Same process. It's 90 degrees. And we're going to shrink it just a little bit. There we go. That looks kind of cool. All right. And then what we could do is we could 100%. Now notice where those decals are. So the Drill Daddy Garage logo is in the paintable area just above. We got to drag that one down. We got to figure out where this one is, which is Drill Daddy Garage 2. You need to pull it down to the paintable area too. Put it down there. Now it's all in the paintable area. So nothing's too far out of touch. Now, I think I want to grab a hold of this. we're going to duplicate this. So we're going to take this, highlight it, right click. We're going to duplicate the layer. It's going to give us a dialog box right here. What do we name it? So we're going to leave it as Drill Daddy Garage 2, and then we're going to call it PSG, is how I label it for passenger, because the right side of the truck is obviously the passenger side of the truck. So we're label it passenger. We're going to click OK, and then we're going to click and drag down to here. Whatever I find. Hold on, let's not do that. That was incorrect. Let's find that. There it is. Well, we still can't get it to move. We want to grab the right one. There it is. There we go. Now I'm moving it. Okay, so now there's Drill Daddy Garage 2. So we can put that right there. Probably make it just a wee bigger. And maybe a slight tilt to look like it's coming down. Now, if we look at it, it looks like it's coming down that slope. Okay, now we got that. And we'll go ahead and like that. Okay, so now you got Drill Daddy Garage. It's coming together. So you can take this one, we can duplicate it again because we have the right one. Now we're going to call that Drill Daddy Garage 2. Instead of passenger copy, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to call it DVR for driver. Click OK. We're going to grab this one and we're going to not do that because apparently I'm off my clicking skills today. Okay, we're going to put this here. Notice we want it to face forward. So when we get to doing this, this is where it comes a little bit of a challenge. So we need to right click and we want to flip it vertically. Okay, and obviously that makes it look hard to read. So now we want to flip it horizontally. So now it reads the other direction. All we do is we rotate it the other way and we click and move to get it in the right spot, which is almost there. Almost there. Come up one more. There we go. And we'll give it a little bit of a twist. We're about there. And then we click OK and click OK. So now we're cooking with gas. I have an idea of what I think would be look really cool with this green. So what we can do, especially for right here. So because we didn't like the yellow, the way the yellow looked, but we want to use the yellow. What we can do is we can go to that layer, which was the is this layer. Yep, okay, it's blue. Now what we can do is we can one of two ways. We can either select a portion of this and we can have it do it. Let's make it another layer to where we can put a glow around it, or we can do it a whole thing on this one. So if we do this one, we go to effects, and we can go to an outer glow. Then we're going to get another dialog box. But what's the outer glow? Like right now, instead of black, what if we change this color to say yellow? Now it's got a little bit of an outer glow. Not really what I'm looking for, but we have an inner glow. Maybe we want inner glow. Same way, get rid of the outer glow. Oh, see, now we're starting to see these yellow lines pop. And it looks like the outer glow is the one we're looking for. So we can actually change the size a little bit. Now it's not changing much because of where it is. But we can drag this around and see where it gets the biggest, which is right about there, a 10 point, right? and change it. We want technique, softer, more precise. We can spread it. Notice what's happening to other parts of the truck. There we go. Now we got like a yellow pinstripe. Really cool look to it. All right, but now what I really want to do, what I want to do here, I want to see if I can like that. I want to grab this with the blue or the blue layer or the green layer. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to grab my select tool, my quick selection tool, and I'm going to use the quick selection tool and I'm going to click the plus. I really want just this portion right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my pixels. I'm going to go to about 20 pixels, I think. See how that looks. Okay, that's about 20 pixels. I'm going to close that menu. I'm going to hold the command key and I'm going to hit the plus on my keyboard so I can zoom in. I really want to be able to zoom in and see what I'm doing here. So we're going to come down here. Now I want to select all of that green around that tire, that wheel well. So we're going to come here. We're going to click here. I really want to grab a hold of this, but it's grabbing the black. This is not what I want to do. So we're going to actually Control Z. We're going to go to the actual, let's figure out what layer we want. Oh, that's why, because it's picking up the black layer. And we want this layer to see if this works. Nope, wrong one. Oh, it is the red layer. See what you can do. Once you label these, when you get them right, you can actually go back through and then label what the colors on the truck are. So you can see it a little bit cleaner. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So we want that. And then we want to come up and we want this one. And this one. Oop, hold on. We don't want all that. Oh, too much. Get rid of this. We don't want that. Let's maybe change our pixel down to about 10, see what happens. Much better. All right, so now what we can do is press Command J. It's going to create another layer. Go back up to our selection tool. Come over here, relabel this, and we're going to call this wheel well green. And we're going to see if we can make that have some different effects. So we're going to click on the wheel well green. We can hold the Command key, hit the minus button so we can back out a little bit, not be zoomed in so much. All right. Now from here, I think what I might try to do, let's go back to where we have this inner glow. Yeah, let's change this. Let's get rid of the inner glow. Let's get rid of the outer glow. There we go. Let's leave that be. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to go to this wheel well green. And what we're going to click on this one. Let's go here and click on an outer glow. Let's see what we can do with this one. Outer glow, let's make it yellow. There we go. Look how cool that looks now. Now we can play with this. We can go large. We can get real in there. We get real finite right there. That looks really clean, right about there. Yeah, right there. 10 pixels. 10 pixels looks pretty cool, right? And then if you wanted to change the range, you could change the range. If you want to go really tight, like a really tight pinstripe, you get that gradient look down here in the 0 or the 100. I'm thinking it looks good right about here at that. Let's go 55. Yeah, 55 mark looks pretty good, right? I think that looks really good. And you can do from here, you can do either an inner glow. When you do inner glow, it'll give you some more colors. You can do white. We can go, you want to go red. You want to go back to yellow. You can change the color you want. It's, whatever color you're looking at here. Red, black, green. We can go brown. We can go brown off the car, right? not a whole lot happening anyway, so not really a huge fan of this inner glow. But we do have always have ability to do an inner shadow. Inner shadow puts black, so now it kind of looks like we have a 3D doormat. So now we can actually look and we can change the size of this. How much of that do we want to put a shadow on? Thinking like right about there looks pretty good. 20 pixels. Yeah, 20 pixels looks good. We can change the distance. How far do we want to send the shadow? Right? Looks pretty good, about 6 pixels. You can change the choke size. So do you get tight or do you stay out pretty out far? That looks pretty good there. And you can change your angle if you want to change the angle, but that looks pretty good there, I think. Right? Now it's coming along. Now we're starting to see all the different things we can do and we can't do here. So we'll keep the inner shadow. That's looking really cool. Now I wonder, we have another option. We got another option here. Bear with me. We can always go up here to bevel. We can bevel this and we can make it look really 3D. Notice we click bevel. We got some options here. We're gonna look at this and see if we can dial this back in size just a little. See now, notice it's changing on the car. We make it look beveled, so it's like 3D, but it doesn't necessarily look good there. So we can change the depth. Maybe we don't want 500%. Maybe we want to dial this back. So we want to go like 300%. But we want inner bevel. Do we want outer bevel? Do we want to emboss it? There's so many different ways we can go about this. So let's go with the inner because the inner bevel looks like you just chopped it off. Like it's 3D. We got up or down, so we can go up or down here. Now that looks kind of cool. Man, I don't know. Maybe it'll just up look cool. I don't know. It looks like maybe there. Right, then what you can do is you come down here, you look at your screen. We can go different colors. We can get like a nice red edge. Maybe we want that yellow edge. Maybe we want that yellow edge. Now it's back to yellow. Maybe we want to go white. White looks kind of cool. We go gray. Right, but we did talk about where we have the brown. So we have the brown of the car. We can always go get that brown color. That nice brown edge to it. All right, and then you got the shadow mode. What color are we looking with shadow? We can go red, we can go yellow, white, black. All right, we can go green. Let's hit that yellow. Let's hit that yellow. See what that yellow looks like. There you go. Got a nice cool yellow look down there. All right, and you can change that. You want to go full opacity. You want to dial it back. 'Cause now you're getting like this lime green looking color. You can dial it back so you got nothing down there. And it's on multiply. So do you want to multiply it? We can darken it. You know, normal. Whoa, it looks pretty tight now. I really like that multiply. That multiply looked really cool. Really inverse looking colors. All right, so you can use that. So let's go okay on this. Now we kind of have, now we back up a little bit, kind of have this unique piece on the rear of the car now. But notice the front end is still kind of bland. So we're probably going to copy and paste, honestly, we're probably going to copy and paste that Drill Daddy logo and put it on the hood of the car. So then you see it from two different angles, front and back, right? And we got the Drill Daddy garage back here in the rear. So we could always take this and we could set it on each side of the Drill Daddy garage in the back so we can see how that looks. Right, but we still have to put a number on there. And don't forget, we still got to put a number on here. So one of the ways that the iRacing templates and the Trading Paints templates work is you can come down here to your paintable area and you can click on, and it won't actually be up here yet because the way they like to work it, it's actually in the turn off. So what you do is you roll down turn off and you have your number block locations. So notice the green squares. Those are where your numbers would go. Now, obviously, we have green on the truck, so we have to turn those off real quick. We roll our paintable down off again. Let's turn off our color patterns. Now we've turned off all of our color patterns real quick. So we can come back up here, turn on our number blocks. So in those green squares is where you would normally put your numbers on the truck. So we can use those as templates. Hey, we need to make sure our number fits here. So some of us do it, some of us don't. It's depending, whatever you're really comfortable with. In this case, I'm going to turn those off because I'm going to go off the seat of my pants on this one. You also have your sponsor locations. So notice where I put So we're making good use of the rear sponsor. Keep pointing to my screen like you can see. Apologize. So underneath, notice under the pink square, if we look at the pink square on the deck lid, or the deck, you click that, and oh, right underneath that is the Drill Daddy Garage logo. And the Drill Daddy Garage logo is on the rear of the vehicle, right behind between the taillights and the rear wheel. It's kind of in that yellow area, but kind of not. But the way our stuff's designed, it's kind of hard to see it. So we don't really have anything that can go there. And then you have the small pink square we could use. So we might be able to put the Drill Daddy Garage logo there, and then you have the Drill Daddy Garage logo on the hood. So let's take this off real quick. And let's turn on the car patterns again and see what happens. Okay, so it's right down here where that other sponsor goes, and we really don't want to take it away because that looks really cool. Like that's a very cool looking feature. So let's not detate from that. Let's not take from that at all. But we have that open black space. That is going to be a great spot to put a number, especially with our font as the Drill Daddy brand. So what I do want to do though, let's go back up here. Let's grab this Drill Daddy Garage right here, which is the one on the, nope, we want the other one. The one right here on the back. We want to grab this one. Notice the blue around it. We're going to go ahead and come over here, right click Drill Daddy Garage. We're going to duplicate this. We're going to leave it to where it says Drill Daddy Garage, get rid of the word copy, and then we're going to write R bumper. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to make sure we're going to try to click and drag it. Notice it works okay because it wasn't large. Clearly, we want to put it here. We want to rotate this to 0 degrees. So come up here. Let's go to 0 degrees. Okay, then we can click and move it. Let's put this, we'll resize it. Very small now. And we'll go ahead and put this right here. Boom. Then we can copy it. Now we can go down here, duplicate, leave that as rear bumper, or R bumper would be rear bumper. And then this one we'll do R bumper R for rear bumper right. Or just type right. Now we can click and drag this to right there. Notice it says 6 pixels. So it gave us that prompt because now we're in that same spot. Boom. Perfect. Now that looks very cool on the rear bumper. Can't, if you don't know who we are at this point, we're doing something wrong. So what I like to do at this point is what we've done is we have the rear bumper pieces, which is this bump. We have this one. Go ahead and click Command. We have this one. And then we also have this one. So now we can click those 3 pieces, and then we can come down here to where it says of file, create new group. We can click create new group. It puts it into group 1. We can double click where it says group 1, and we can write rear bumper. Hit enter. Now, when we roll this down, we can see everything that's on the rear bumper. So now we can just move that, and then we can take rear bumper and we can put it up here because now it's out of our way. Now we have Drill Daddy Garage door, driver passenger, and then Drill Daddy Garage. So we're going to copy that. We're going to duplicate this one. So we'll highlight it, duplicate. We're going to call this Drill Daddy Garage copy, but we're just going to call this hood. Hit OK. Grab a hold of this. Turn it here. And then we're going to right click it. Hold on. There we go. Once we get the X in there, once we get the X across it, now we know we can click it. So we're going to right click it and we're going to flip this horizontally. Boom. We want to leave it right where it is. So I'm going to click OK. Boom. But it looks a little weird on the green by itself. I have an idea. We're going to do first, before we change anything, we're going to go back and find in the paint or the car area where we've put those effects for the wheel well green. We really like the wheel well green turned out. So we're going to grab a hold of that. We're going to right click it. We're going to copy that layer style, scroll up, find that Drill Daddy Garage hood, just right here. We're going to right click it and then we're going to click where are paste layer style. There it is. We're going to paste the layer style. Oh my goodness. That's problematic. Now we're green. We need to figure out how to make that go away, which I'm going to guess is the color overlay. So let's turn that off. But the rest of it is there. So you have a small little bit of bevel. So let's change that a little bit. We like what we did, but we want to change it up a little bit more. Let's come down here. We're going to click the effects. We'll open one of them up. This is bevel. We don't necessarily like the brown. So let's change the brown. Let's go white on this. Okay, now we're going to start seeing some things change down here on this hood. So, and we can go to opacity. Let's turn that up. Maybe we don't necessarily like white. Maybe we like more of the green color. Do we like the green? Yeah, the green looks kind of cool. Now it's like coming out of the hood, almost like a scoop. Get rid of this. We'll put this on this side. Let's see what this multiplied color looks like. Let's go black on this one. Put it on black. Let's see what it looks like. Mm, not so much. What about white? Mm, okay, it's a little bit much on the outside edge. Might be able to do the yellow. Now what if we go to just a regular color? Okay, now we got white all the way to the outside. That's red. I want red. This is the process. This is where it gets creative and it gets fun because you're trying to track down what you think looks best. And the other thing we haven't looked at yet is the angle and the attitude. Right down on the front nose. Very aggressive down there. Ooh, that looks very cool. So that's kind of like on its own on the hood, but it's like popped out a little bit. So now you got like it's got like a little bit of we can command plus kind of get in there, see what it looks like. It's kind of got this unique appearance to it. So it's bumpy, like a textured appearance to it. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. That's kind of where we go from here. Now, the next thing we got to do, we're gonna open up our Safari back here. We're gonna go to open another tab, and we're gonna open Canva. Now, from here, we want to go to. We just want to create something simple and easy. So maybe a logo, fairly simple. And let's see. Try to figure out why I'm offline. Can't figure out why. It's probably because I'm on here recording. So we're gonna come back to Canva later. Okay. What we're gonna end up doing is inputting our numbers. When I do the second part of this from upstairs, what we're gonna do is we're gonna input, I'll save the numbers, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into Canva use our font and type out our number. Once we type out our number, we'll save that as a transparent PNG, and we'll hang that in this same file right here. Let me go find it in the file right here in the Drill Daddy Garage car. It's going to go in here. And then we'll drag those layers on top of the car as well. And we'll put those on the car. I wonder, maybe let's see what they got. Let's see, maybe just for giggles. Let's see if we can find a font that we do like so we can put it on the car now. So let's minimize this. Maybe we can just put the text box on here. So we'll click text, and we're going to put a text box right about here, right? We're going to put in there our number. So what is our number? Well, I've been using the same number for a very long time. I've been using the number 187. So we're going to put 187 in there, right? We're going to Command A because we don't like that. I think we like, what color do we like? Maybe the same color of the truck. In theory, if we use the same. Oh, I have lost you guys. Hold on a second. We're going to come back. Wait one. Here we are. We're back. This happens when we type numbers when we're not supposed to. All right. So we're going to come here, grab this number. Now we should be able to, might be able to do some cool stuff where we take same overlay as the same layer style as the wheel well and see if we can match it. Might look cool. All right, but first, the first thing we need to do is see if we can find a font that's close to what we're looking for. So let's see if we can find something that's close to what would look cool on this car. Okay, we're just going to scrolling. We're scrolling. I'm thinking nothing is really sticking out to me here. Let's see here. I wonder if this is Cheddar Gothic Slab Regular. Let's take a look, see what this looks like. Eh, looks okay. Looks okay for what we're trying to do. All right, so we can take the size, we can increase the size because it's at 75. Let's put it up to 100. See how it looks? I'm gonna be able to go a little bigger. Let's go 125. All right, I can deal with that. It's a little okay that. Come back here, click and drag it just a little bit. See if we can get this nice rotation in here. Go, let's go 6 degrees. So come up here, we'll put it at 6 degrees. See if we can make it just a touch bigger. All right. Now there that is. All right, now we got a number on the door. Now, what we're going to try to do, like we talked about before, we're going to take this number, we're going to put it down in a paintable area, which is going to be right about here. Okay, we're going to put that there. And then we're going to find in the paintable area, let's find that wheel well. Here. We're going to copy that layer style, scroll up to that text, paste that layer style. Let's see what happens when we do that. Get a very cool looking number on the door. All right, now we're moving. So what we can do is we can actually type this. This can say PSGNUM for the passenger number. We label it. Okay, because what we're gonna end up doing, we're gonna play with this a few more times. So we're gonna right click it. We're gonna duplicate this layer. And then we're gonna call it, we're gonna get rid of it all. We're gonna just do DVRNUM for driver number. Now for that one, we're gonna hold the shift key and we're gonna move it. So when we move our mouse back and forth, it doesn't allow us to go left or right. So even though we're moving left and right, it's only allowing us to travel one direction, which is gonna be right here. Then we're gonna stop moving, let go of shift, and drag and drop. There it is. Now it should be in the exact same spot. We're gonna make sure we click on that, the little yellow or the white box. We can right click it. We're gonna flip it vertical. But now it doesn't read right, so now we're gonna flip it horizontal. But now we gotta give it a slight change of angle, which was 6 degrees. 180. This should be 180 right here. So 180 minus 6 is 174. Now, you don't have to be as precise when you're doing this. I just prefer that when I'm doing it. Let me put it there. Now, what we can do is we can move it back. It's right there. Notice what you're getting is it's perfectly through the 8 on both sides. Slide it down just a touch, which didn't work the way I wanted it to. So we'll go right there, right about there, and do a couple clicks with the arrow. Boom. Now we have a 187 on the left door, 187 on the right door, and then we need to do something for the top. So we're going to take the driver number, come back over here, we're going to right click it, we're going to duplicate the layer, and we're going to call it the roof number. RUUFNUM, roof number. Come up top. Now, when the roof number is red, it's usually red from that direction, the way it's currently displayed to you, which I don't know why you guys don't see this. I need to go back to it. I apologize. Here we go. So now we have our roof number. Now, usually the way the roof number is displayed is the way you see it, this way, from the inside of the track. So it's being broadcast as broadcast from the inside. You could think the camera is looking this direction, the car is this way, so you can be read from looking from the inside of the field. It's usually looked upside down from the outside. However, I like to do things a little bit more unorthodox. I'm going to take this and we're going to spin it -90. -180. This will shift again. Bear with me. Eventually, we're going to get to where we want it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We keep moving the screen. I apologize. We want it this way. Okay. And then you can make it a little bit bigger. And you can put it right there in the center. Boom. Now you got your number. Now you're looking at it from behind. So you can still kind of read it from the right way, but I prefer this way. It reminds me very much of like a baseball appearance. So there's that. So now we have our logo on the front. We got our logo on the side. We got our logo on the rear. We got our bumper done. We got our color scheme done. Now the last thing I'm thinking, we can do one of two things here. We can choose to turn off, if we wanted to, we can turn off the car mandatory. Notice all that stuff goes away. The car mandatory goes away, but that's not fun. Let's leave the car mandatory alone. What I'm thinking is we come down to this paintable area and we can turn off car decals. Now you got like some subdued looking sponsors in places. Looks kind of cool. And then you could actually put something if you wanted to in that banner up front. Well, let's leave it be for right now. Let's leave that Craftsman truck banner up there like that. All right. Notice our black box down here is, well, blue box rather, is still blue from previous. That's because that's the pit box color. So what we're gonna do now is instead of scrolling through all of this stuff, it's getting kind of a little difficult. So what we're going to do is this roof number, we're actually going to start moving some of this stuff. So let's highlight the garage hood, holding the command key. We're going to click on the other, which was, let me find it. It's not the rear bumper. Where is it? It's Drill Daddy Garage. So Drill Daddy Garage hood and Drill Daddy Garage. I'm going to click on both of those. Now it's both of those together. We're going to create another group. We're going to go group. And we're going to label this and we're going to say hood and deck logos. Too easy. But now what we can do is take this number for the top, the roof number, and we can also slide this down and put it in with that hood and deck logo. Put it in there. Maybe I should learn how to spell. There we go. So now we got hood and deck logos, which is the roof, the Drill Daddy, and the Drill Daddy. Then we have the rear bumper. But now notice we still have two things here. So what we're going to do is grab this and we're going to grab this by holding the command key. We're going to shift these up right here. So now we have our two groups together. Easy to see. So now let's take this top one, which says driver number. So let's come down here and grab the driver. Come back up top. Put that right next to driver number. Then we got passenger number. So now you can take driver, hold the command key, driver number, create a group. Group one. We call this driver side. Then we grab this, hold the command key, grab this, click a group, PSG side. Now everything else that remains are all of our other remaining things that are outside of our control. It's the part of the template that came with the template. So, not done yet. Let's grab this. Now we have back into these, so we can grab the pit board. We're going to click pit board. From there, we're going to hit effects. We're going to color overlay and we're going to match that green. So now it's matched green with that. And then we're going to go back to the hood and deck logos. We're going to go to the Drill Daddy Garage hood because we like the way that turned out. We're going to duplicate that. And we're going to change the name from Drill Daddy Garage hood to Drill Daddy Garage pitboard. And then we're going to make sure it's selected over here. Grab a hold of it. Come down here. Spin it to 180 degrees. Shrink it. And move it. And put it on that pit board. There we go. And then you can take the pit board right here. And you can grab it and move it to go down to pit board right here. And now it's on the pit board. Now we have a pit board. We've done the background. We've done the logos. We've done all of the things to put stuff on the truck. Now, the last thing I would do here is you can't have your own paint scheme without having your own name on it, right? This is crazy, right? So we click text box again. We're going to create a text box. right here. And I'm going to click inside, Control A. I'm going to change this to like 12-point font. And we're going to type in ERILLDADDY. And we're going to Control All. We're going to make this larger. Let's go to 48 font. Maybe 60. What do we think? 60? 60 might be all right. And we're going to go right here to -180. Click here. And then we're going to grab a hold of this. And we're going to put this right over my door. Oh, right over the door. And actually, what you can do, you can get really creative here. You can click on that box. You can go to skew or warp. When you do that, you can actually. I started saying something, but that didn't work. I don't move. All right, but you can actually transform it further. You can make it move to bend with arcs. See if I can do it. Try it again. Let's go to warp. I have to click a button. I don't remember which one. No, I remember. Not so hot. There, I'd have to double check, but you can actually maneuver it so it turns and skews. All right, so now what we have, let me just grab that Drill Daddy text. We'll put that on the hood and deck logos. That way it's organized. All right, we close that back up. So now all of our stuff is kind of organized over here. So we have driver side, passenger side, rear bumper, hood and deck lid, and then we have all the miscellaneous stuff. Right, pitboard stall, car patterns. All right, car patterns is good now. All right, so from here, from this moment, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna save this as a Photoshop file. This is where it becomes important. I'm gonna save this as a Photoshop file because our next thing that we're going to do is open this on another machine, on another computer that iRacing is saved to. And when we do that, we're going to then finish some of the aspects of it. We're going to input it so you can see it on screen, how to save it so you can put it on screen. Then we're going to talk about how to do the spec map. So some of this stuff becomes like chrome color, or do you want matte color, or do you want it to look shiny, or do you want it to look dull? But in order to do that, we're going to need the other computer. So bear with me. Be right back. All right, here we go. Back with part two. Let's pick up where we left off. So let's open the garage and enter the garage. All right, here we are. Here we are. New space. Notice I got my headset on. Bear with me. I'm gonna play with my camera a little bit because it's a little off. Not quite what I want it to do. All right. So here we are. Totally different space. Notice the scene on the computer is even different. Now we have two screens open. So what you see, oh, he even got me talking up here in the top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna minimize this because we don't need all that right now. And we're actually going to open iRacing. We're gonna pull it up as it's gonna do its thing. Oh, look, I'm not logged in. Apparently I gotta log in. So, we're gonna bring this up real quick. Bear with me while I log in real quick. Bloop. Oh, we need that one. We need a smaller one off. Bloop. There we go. Let me log in here. So this is going to be a challenge. Alright, here we go. So let's bring that back up. Boom. Here we are. So we're going to bring iRacing back up. So this is iRacing. This is iRacing. This is the truck. So the next thing we need to do from this point, so we've already talked about how the truck is good to go. We like where the truck's at. We just need to make a couple corrections, get it from Photoshop into iRacing. And how is that done? So the next thing we need to do is we need to bring up the actual content to see what it looks like. So we're going to go over here to My Content. Once we click My Content, we're going to look for My Cars, and then we're going to find this Silverado. Right there. Now we're going to click on that, and then we're going to click Car Model. Now when this comes up, we're going to get whatever file the computer is currently registered, which, that's my Armada truck. Armada truck looks pretty awesome. Alright, a lot of work. You can see the lines, similar lines to what we have on this truck. Okay. We need to make sure that when we start doing what's next is there's going to be some times we have to save files and manipulate files, and that's okay. This is okay as it stands. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get this truck, the Armada truck, replaced with this Drill Daddy Garage truck. And I did just notice that we need to flip-flop because on the hood of the truck it actually looks inversed. But that could be kind of cool because you might see it differently in the mirror. I don't know. Let's take a look. See, let's try to flip it real quick. So this should flip vertically. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. I just noticed that. Okay. So while we're on this screen, while we're on Photoshop, we're actually going to go. Now hold on, but before I start doing that, because there's going to be some stuff that I got to save that's kind of, It relates to my number for iRacing. What I don't want to do is have that publicly out there. So what I'm going to do, temporarily, for one moment, I'm going to disable my smaller TV so you don't see the file. But I'll show you how to get to it. I won't tell you what I'm going to save it as, but I'll show you how to get to it. So with that being said, minimize that. We're going to go up here, we're going to hit File, and we're going to hit Save As, okay? We're going to save it on your computer. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Documents. We're going to scroll down to iRacing. Now this could be whatever you have it saved onto. We're going to go down to Paint, double click that, and then we're going to find the vehicle we're actually trying to save, which we know we're trying to save it for a truck, which should be, if I remember correctly, it should be Trucks Silverado 19. There it is. Now, we're going to go down here. We're going to change the file name. That's going to change here, but we are going to go down here and change this file type. We're going to change that to a Targa. Boom. Now we save down to a Targa. Now all these numbers, these are all different drivers, etc., and that's okay. So what I'm going to do real quick, like, I'll even leave, I'll tell you what, I'll turn the big screen off, and I'll leave the small screen on so you guys can see it change immediately. Give me 1 second. Boop, there we go. Alright, so now, what you're going to see is on that screen, immediately, once I save this, you're going to see I need to move this real quick. Well, first, before we do that, we need to go clear everything out. It helps if you clear everything out. So when it goes to read the file, it doesn't get confused. So we're going to come in here. We're going to get rid of everything in that file. Yep, see you later. Cool story. It's gone. Alright, so now we're going to go over here. We're going to change this. Now we're going to go, notice the truck changed, right? I got rid of a bunch of files. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to change some stuff. Okay, now as soon as I hit save over here, it's going to prompt me. this is what it's going to prompt you. It's going to ask you for target options. You want to go 32 bits. Okay, that's what you want. We'll even pull this back up so you guys can see again. Boom. Okay. Now we're going to go back to iRacing. You guys got to forgive me. I'm trying to bounce around a lot right now. All right, so 32 bits. Here we go. We're going to click OK. OK. Give it a few minutes. Boom. There it is. So now we see the Drill Daddy Garage Truck. There's our number on the side like we talked about. There's the cool looking side of the fonts on the side. Cool looking scoops. Come around the front. We see the embossed look on the hood. We got the cool little the highlight. It's in the right spot. We got the Drill Daddy over the door. Got the number on the side with the cool looking number. Right? And then we got the cool logos in the back. Now we can see that there's some things that need to change. Obviously, this Drill Daddy Garage on the driver's side needs to move forward just a couple clicks. When we come on this side, this looks about perfect. We come in the back, this looks really good, no issues. So what we're going to do in Photoshop, we're going to go find that logo that's on the driver's side, and we're going to try to just move it a couple clicks back. So we're going to go here, try to find that logo. So we're going to go to not car patterns, because we know it's not car pattern. We know it's a paintable area, and we know it's on the driver's side. So let's find driver's side, and we know we're looking for not the driver number, but we're looking for the Drill Daddy Garage logo. There it is. So now using our arrow keys, we can take a couple clicks to the left. Let's go up one so it stays off the bottom of that. Now we're looking. Now what you do is you just file save it all over again. So you're going to do the same thing, file save as up here, save on your computer, and then you're going to end up saving it again back to the same position. The easy way to do that is to just click up top and click recents, and you go from there. So let's do this. Let's minimize my big TV so you guys can't see that real quick. If you go up top, you click home, and then you change the file to Targa, and then it'll actually show you it'll show you recent right there. So you just got to look down a little bit. It's right there. All right, so click on that again, and then you're going to hit save. You're going to, yes, overwrite it. And when we go back to iRacing, as soon as we hit 32 bits again, boom, we see that it moved. It didn't move a lot, but it moved enough, right? It moved enough, so now it looks okay. All right, so now we have the truck looking pretty good. Let me make sure we're looking all right here. Oh, let's put this back up. There we go. So now we have the truck looking all right. Here's where we started, building it on screen. Here's where we are now, actually on the truck, wrapped around the truck. The logo looks really good, centered on that black. The black looks really clean. That white turned out really good on the edge with the yellow just popping out just enough. It looks very clean. The Drill Daddy Garage logo looks really professional, real crispy with that slight angle we put on it. Right, we matched it on the back. And then we did a really good job putting Drill Daddy up over the door. I would say it looks a little wonky up there, but that's okay. Like, we can change it if we want. We can pull it up just a little bit and get it upright. But maybe we can try to knock that out real quick. So we come out, we grab Drill Daddy. We're going to go, from looking at it here, it looks like we can afford to go backwards a couple clicks, and we can go up a couple towards the center of the number. So we're going to, using our mouse, or our numbers, as I was, using our arrow key, we're going to go down towards the big number 1, like 5 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll go back about 6 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And then we're going to do the same process again, where we're going to end up saving. And then we're going to go ahead and save it again. File, save as. Save on your computer. Home. Change the file type to Targa. Scroll down, there's the most recent, boom, there it is. So, save it again, it's going to ask you to replace it. Yes, you want to replace, and yes, you want the 32 bits, always. And there it goes. Now you can see it up top. It looks a little bit better. So, I like how that looks now. Not perfectly straight, kind of like the way it looks. So, we could always play with it some more if need be. Back to here, bring up the big screen again. Good grief. The battle. Learning everything, it's a battle. Switching between 2 machines with 2 different softwares with 2 different operating systems is a challenge. Alright, so here we go.
now we got the truck. Looks pretty good from all angles. Got the last name featured back there. Absolutely, yes sir. That comes from iRacing itself. Now there's some things we couldn't change. In some models you can actually change the roll bars, but the truck defaults to the gray roll bar. You see on some of my other paint schemes, you can actually see the roll bar painted different colors. It's very cool. I think for my Armada Xfinity car, the roll cage is actually orange. So the next thing I want us to look at is, I think I want us to try anything that's green on the truck. I'm thinking we want to try to make the green look chrome. So what we're about to do now is called the SPEC MAP. Alright, we're going to do the SPEC MAP. So over here in the Photoshop, we're going to get rid of the driver's side. And we need to get rid of the hood. Right? We don't need anything now. What we need to track down is 3 major components. We need to track down. Okay, so the red is actually the green. So this is actually the green. Okay. The green is black, it looks like. Let's see. Yep, that appears to be black. And then the blue is also black. Remember, those were the colors that were originally the red, green, and blue from iRacing. But it makes a difference now, because if we turn that off, turn that on, we're actually going to try something. Notice how that one stays. That one above the wheel well stays because we kept that and we named it wheel well green. So that's good. That's actually very good, because now we know what that specific layer is, because we're going to start doing some spec mapping stuff. So the way this works is you have to change what you see, and then you're going to have to save the files as a different file name, and then iRacing takes both files and puts them together in this weird conglomerate way, where it's going to take and create a spec map. Now, what is a spec map? The spec map is how iRacing and the service and the paint files read, and you can get really matte looking colors or really chrome looking colors, or you can get shiny or dull, or however you want it to look, right? You can create some really cool chrome look, or really bright shiny stuff, or we're going to play with it here. So I'm thinking that specifically that wheel well green, let's start there and see what we can do with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, find wheel well green layer, okay? Now we're going to duplicate this, not once, but twice. So the first duplicate layer, right click, duplicate layer. We're going to say wheel well green, and then we're going to put in big capital letters RED, red, space, CH, red channel. Okay, that's going to let us know what channel it goes to when we start moving it. So we're going to hit OK. Then we're going to take that red channel, we're going to go ahead and right click, duplicate layer, and then we're going to change it to capital GREEN, green, CH, green channel. And we're going to copy that. Now, we're going to take the red and green channel, right? We got the red channel, we hold the control key, we're going to grab the green channel, now we got the 2 channels. We're going to drag these all the way to the very, very top of everything we were working on. Get rid of paintable area, boom. Red, wheel well green, green channel, wheel red, green, red channel. We're going to drop this spec map. Notice we have one eye that we haven't checked yet that we can't see. Now when I click this, you're going to see some wild things happen on Photoshop, but that's okay. What we want to do, we see right here that we have the red channel metallic and the green channel roughness. That's okay. We're going to come up here. We're going to get the green channel, grab a hold of this, click it, drag down just a little bit. We want to come down to find the green channel roughness, and then we want to drop it in green channel roughness. Red channel, click it, drag it. We want to put that in red channel metallic. Boom. Now if you open it, you should see your green there, and then when you open up the green, you should see the green there. So there we go. Now we know that the layer's been duplicated. You have got to duplicate the layer in both the red and the green channel to make this work. If you do this and make it work, then you're going to be far better off. Okay? So, next step. So now we've got we got what we wanted to move first. We could always talk about moving other stuff here in a minute, and that's 100% doable. But let's talk about just this part, right? Let's see how it works so we can decide what we want to do, if we want to do anything else. So we're going to click on that eyeball to visually see the custom spec map. Boom. Wow, there it is. You're probably thinking to yourself, like, what am I looking at? Well, you're looking at the way the paint and the overlays are going to reflect on the actual sim. So, the way to think about it is this. When you're talking about the metallic, the red channel metallic, we need to find that item, which is this one, and we're going to need to put another color overlay on it. So we're going to hit color overlay, go here, color overlay, okay, and you're going to get that dialog box. Now, nothing we've done prior to this, notice it has all the other styling to it, and that's okay. We're not going to change any of that. Think about the red channel like this. If you have a overlay, a color overlay, and the red channel, the closer to white it is, the shinier it is. So let's say you want all the shine. We're going to find white, like the whitest color, right here. Hex code fox, 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 fox. And then we're going to click OK. And now it's going to give us that orange look on here. Right now, that's pulling all the shine out. That is okay. Now you can dial back the opacity for how you want it to look a little bit. You can come up here and notice where we have it over here. We have 100%. Say where we have 100% in this box. Right now, if we come down here in the full black, we get 0 in this B column. So maybe you want an 80% solution. So you want to go to 80 on B, right there. Maybe that's what you want. So 80% chrome. Well, I think we're going to go for like an 85% tonight. 85% chrome. There it is. Now, what you have to understand is you want these numbers when you flip to the other side. If you're not going to go to 100 on the roughness, think about what the opposite of 85 is, right? To get to 100. So if you go 100 on white and you go to 0 on black, it still totals 100. So right now we're at 85. So 100 minus 85 gives us 15. So when we go to the rough channel, we're going to set that at 15 to get to that 100 mark. So we're going to hit OK here. And we're going to hit OK. Then we're going to come over here, back to our layers. We'll twirl up the red channel because now we need to be in the green channel roughness. Here we go. We're going to find that piece, the wheel well green channel. We're going to hit effects. We're going to hit color overlay. Grab that color. Now, like I said, we want to go over all the way over here. But we want to go to the black at about a 15. And we're going to hit enter. Now what we see is this very deep looking red color. Right? We see a very deep looking red. Now watch what happens to the truck when we save this. Because what you're going to do, you're going to save it differently. Okay, you're going to hit file. You're going to hit save as. No change there. Save on your computer, no change. Right? You're still going to go to documents. You're still going to find iRacing. No change there. We're still going to go down to paint. No change there. We have to go find the vehicle. Same vehicle. We didn't change the vehicle we're painting. Truck, Silverado 2019. Now, this is where it changes. I will post in the video the format. But for the paint scheme, it is car underscore NUM, stands for number because it's a custom stamped number, underscore your iRacing user ID or the client you're working for. When you go to do the spec map, it's car underscore spec underscore your user ID. Right, so what I'll do real quick, because you can see it right now. I will type in what the file looks like, and then I'll change it, and I'll actually save it, because it is going to be saved as a targa. So for the spec map, it is car. I don't see, it popped up. I don't like that. I'll post it in the description for you. Let me block this real quick. Targa. Car underscore SPEC for spec underscore your iRacing user ID number. I'm going to hit save. This will ask you again if you want to have the 32-bit, and the answer is yes. So we go here, and we're going to pull iRacing back up right here. We're going to go over here. Now watch what happens to this truck. Right, okay. Give it a second. Boom. So now, look at how that looks. Doesn't change a whole lot, but you see how if we look at the side of it, you get this weird shape now. Maybe we want a little bit more, because maybe what we didn't get was what we were really looking for. Didn't really give us that chrome pop that we were looking for. So let's keep playing with it. So we're going to go back over here. Let's go back to red. Let's set that bad boy to full 0. Color overlay, we want to go full 0. Okay. Minimize this. We're going to go back to the green. We're going to set that one and the color overlay to full black. So full 100, full 0. There we go. Boom. Now we got that really dark red. Not that it makes any bit of difference in terms of what we can see right here. What we might see is on the truck here in a minute. So give me 1 second. File, save as. Targa. See, now it's just a little. Now you got. See, it's a little bit more chrome. A little bit more chrome-like. A little bit more chrome. A little bit more chrome. You really see it there. You see it biting, but not quite. But we have some other options we can still do too. So like we can really turn this bad boy chrome. Let's do a couple more things here. So let's throw the screen back up. Not quite where we want to be. So let's do some more work here. The next thing we want to do is maybe we want to try to get the whole thing green or chrome. So the other thing we can do is with blue channel, we got the blue channel clear coat. For that one, you can go base overlay, and we can try to turn that. We can try to turn that down, because right now it's set at 0. You can turn it up, and when you turn it up, you get really wild colors. So let's see how that looks. We'll pull that all the way up to white. Let's see if we can. Let's try to save this and see what happens here. We might get a really weird looking color scheme now. Let's see what happens. And this is where having patience and the creativity comes into play, because you can go as crazy or as simple as you want, unique as you want, to get whatever color scheme you're looking for. See now what we're looking at. Now we have some really, see how it darkened everything? Like there's no shine at all now on any part of the truck. And then now that green has like a 2-dimensional weird look to it now, right? And that's okay. So we probably come back in and we're probably going to turn the clear coat up a little bit. So we'll turn the clear coat up some. Go back in here. Turn the clear coat back up. No sense in not having it. We'll turn it back up to like 70%. We'll go 75%. 75% clear coat. Boom. It's gonna give us a good. It'll give us a good look overall on the truck, I think. And what we're really looking for as we make these changes, we're really looking for these pieces that we're trying to highlight to make a significant pop. So let's do this. Let's leave that alone. Now we're gonna make another. We're gonna take another swing at making a change on this truck. So do you remember earlier on the paintable area, I said, hey, we're gonna highlight on the car patterns. We're gonna highlight and remember that the red channel was actually the red picture was actually the green paint parts. So what we're going to do, we're going to go copy this. We're going to duplicate this, and we're going to do the same thing we did earlier, right? We're going to do green, and then we're going to say red channel. We're going to save that. Well, obviously I'm going to hit a key that I didn't mean to hit, so there we go. Green, red channel. And then we're going to duplicate that one, and we're going to go green, green channel. Green, green channel. Okay, now we're going to grab both of those things again. Remember, click on one, press and hold control, click on the other one. Now we got both selected. Drag them all the way to the top of the color palette. Put them at the very top. There they are. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're looking something. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and click on the green, green channel. We're going to click and drag. We're going to drop that in the green, green channel. Okay, we're going to grab the red, red channel, and we're going to drop that in the red, red channel. There we go. Green, red channel. There it is. So now we can actually impose some more changes on this truck. I keep thinking you guys are over there. Forgive me. Alright, so here we go. Now we're working on the truck some more. So in the red channel, like we did before, we're gonna click on this and we're gonna slap a overlay on this, but we're gonna put an overlay, a color overlay. We're gonna try to take a swing at this. We're gonna go full 100, I guess. Let's go full 100 on this one. Boom, there it is. Okay. Then we're going to come down to the green channel. And we're going to hit this one with a full gradient overlay, color overlay. We're going to go full black on this one to get that bright pink color. Okay, boom. So now we're getting, because that layer was under 2, because that rear piece was under 2 pieces, so you're going to get like a really cool desired effect. So let's see how it looks now. So let's take a look, see, we'll take a crack at it, see how she turns out here. File save as. Save on my computer. Remember, recents is going to be your friend when you start doing this. Look at that. Now we see a huge color shift to where now it's very dark and very shiny, very chrome, very popping, right? Yeah. Now when we put this on the racetrack, what you're going to see is how the sun hits it. You're going to see it in a much different tone. Okay. And we'll see an impact. Now, because the green is now super chrome, I would suggest that we find the black pieces. Let's go find the black pieces in the paintable area. And when we find those, we can actually matte those. So we can do 0 and we can go 0 100 on the matte and then make it very rough. So you'll get a very opposite of end of the spectrum on the black. And then we can probably take the number and we can make the number pop just as much with chrome, just for creativity purposes. So we come over here, back to Photoshop, minimize that green channel again, minimize the spec map again, because we just got to be able to move stuff, right? So some of this is difficult, moving pieces and parts and all the different things. So we want to find car patterns. Let's find the black part of the truck. Specifically find the side pieces. Not the roof, not the back. We want the side. We want the side to look matte, which was this piece right here. So let's grab this. We're going to duplicate this. Remember, we're going to put it red channel, green channel. So black, red channel, red CH. Okay. Grab it again, duplicate, right click, duplicate layer, black. We're going to put that in a green channel. Green channel. Alright. Hold the one, or click on the one, hold, press no control. Click the other one, drag as you go, all the way to the top, above the spectrum. Spec map. There we go. And then we're going to open up, twirl down the spec map, grab the black green channel, bring it down to the green channel, grab the black red channel, put it in the red channel. Now with this one, we want to be opposite. We want to be completely opposite. So find this one. We're going to double click this. We're going to try to get that overlay, the color overlay. Now remember, normally if we wanted chrome, we'd go this way to 100% white. We want to go down to 100% black on this one. Okay, so boom, we got that. That's right. On the red channel. Now on the black channel, or the green channel rather, we're going to find that, the black. We're going to double click this. We're going to get the overlay pulled up. And then we're going to go max white on this one. So now you got a super matte looking car. Alright, cool. There it is. Now we can see the contrast. Very, 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 very eye-popping at this point. Looking very, 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 very opposite. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to go through here. I'm sorry. Now you guys are seeing what we're looking at. Here we are. See what I'm saying? We got the bright green and we got the bright red. The red indicates the chrome. The green is going to indicate the matte. So we'll pull this off real quick. Give me 1 second. Pull this off. Go back to iRacing so you guys can have that pulled up. We're going to file. We're going to save as. We're going to save on my computer. Same thing we've been doing, right? Remember, recents are your friend on this because it's a process. Save. Do you want to replace it? Yes, we do. Go ahead and pull this back up so you guys can see. I'm trying to remember to turn this on and off. Forgive me, guys. Back here. And we're going to, we want iRacing pulled up. That's what we want. Back here. And boom. Now, you have a deep, deep abrasive black with a eye-popping chrome with a somewhat, see how the difference in the black? This black right here, down on the side of the truck. All that space, like all this green space on Photoshop, see how much darker that looks? Like there's no pop to it. It's very, like just matte. And then, but what you see, as soon as you come up, you can see that there might be some spots on the truck, like the roof, that's not quite. See, that's still kind of shiny up there. Kind of shiny, but if you come down here, there's no shine. All right, very unique. We're gonna run it one more time here. Now, you could leave the Drill Daddy logo on the hood like that is, and it's kind of just like under this own weird coat of clear, chrome-ish feel vibe, or we can try to put it on top. So I think what we're going to try to do is throw it on top and see how it turns out. So we'll do one more quick swing at this, and then I'll show you guys how to take it from here and put it on the track and get some pictures, and that'll wrap up the video. So we're going to go down to paintable area. We need to find that hood portion, right? We need Drill Daddy Garage hood, okay? We need to right click it. We need to duplicate that layer. Let's make sure you guys can see this. I'm sorry. There we go. Drill Daddy Garage hood, and we're going to make that say red channel. Alrighty. And then we're going to duplicate that layer. Same thing. Make it say green channel. Alright, there it goes. So we find the red channel, find the green channel, drag them all the way to the very top, just above the spec map. Now notice where it is, right? Because it's about to make some weird changes. You're going to see some things happen here in a second. Okay, so green channel first. So grab the green channel one, We're gonna go find the green channel in the custom spec map, which is right there. You gotta be able to like read through words. There it is. So now that's there. Now because it's sitting on Chrome, I think what we should do is hit this with a opposite. So we should want this to pop out green like the other one. So we should want to go on the red channel. Let's go 10% black on this one, right? On the red, and then on the black channel, on the green channel, on the roughness, I'm gonna make this one white. 90%. Now it should match. Now it should match the same style of the black on the outside of the truck. See how it looks. See now it sticks out way more, and it actually looks like it's popping out of the chrome. That just looks good. Especially with the embossed edges, it looks like it's coming out of the chrome. That looks very cool. Alright, so that's what we're going to do here. This is what we're going to hold up on this right now. Now we've got files. Alright, now we've got files over here. We've got files everywhere we need them to be. So the next step is we do a little switcheroo. Right? Sometimes. But what you're going to see now, I'm going to grab this screen. This screen moves all the way over here. Forgive me. The OBS will be over here. Well, you tell you what, we'll minimize this. And we'll put Photoshop on the other side. That's the switcheroo I'm talking about. We switch from one side to the other and one to the other, and now we're bouncing back and forth. So what we're going to do, we're going to click Test Drive. Right, we're going to pick the truck that we just worked on, which was the Silverado. NASCAR truck Silverado. There it is. We're going to go to, I don't know, where's a sunny place? Let's go, you know what? Let's do Daytona, Florida, shall we? Daytona, Florida. We'll make sure that, we'll even go in here and change the weather. Let's go to incredibly clear. Right, we'll go to very clear weather, 79 degrees. No cloud cover. Let's test drive. Okay. Next thing iRacing is going to do is it's going to pull up and it's going to go ahead and do its process of pulling up everything about the truck. Sometime. At some point tonight, it might actually load. There it goes. And what it's doing right now is it's trying to read the files off my computer, send them back to the server, and be like, hey, this is what this guy has on his car. Now, the only thing that may have caused this a hiccup, bear with me, the only thing that may have caused this a hiccup is if I forgot to turn off my trading paints and it's pulling trading paints information from the server. We'll find out here in about 3 minutes, though. What I am going to have to do, I'm going to have to step away for a second, go over here to my actual sim, so we can actually drive the truck You'll see the screen. You'll see me driving on screen. I'll be off screen for a moment. You'll see my chair. All right, here we are. Let's see how it turns out, okay? Stick with me. You'll still hear me, but you won't be able to see me for a moment, which is okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we get in the truck. You can already pretty much see the logo on the hood, which is very cool. We can see that it's very reflective on the hood, and then the logo is not reflective, and that's also very cool. So we'll just cruise around real quick. Let's drive around the track one lap. Mind you, doing this from my seat, which is adjacent, which is kind of hard to do. My screen looks very weird on a 49-inch ultra wide. Alrighty. Cut through here. Alright. Looking really good. Alright, so that'll complete the little driving around portion. Alright, so let's see how it looks. And there it is. That's going to be the truck on track, looking really, really clean. So let's back it up. Let's go back to like, oh, look at that. So here we are. We can actually take this, grab TV2, grab TV3. We can change any which way we want. I like TV2. Manipulate the camera. We can zoom in on that. And we can see that, look at that. The green is all nice and chrome. Very shiny chrome green. Look how shiny that is. It's very reflective. Right, with the very matte Drill Daddy garage on the hood. Right, that looks very good. Very crispy. And we can even come through to where it's not right there on the track. Alright, we come to a different camera. Let's do this. We can come to, there we go, screenshot 2. Alright, we can play through this. Alright, looks very good. We can come up here. We can manipulate the camera some. We want to come down here. Take a look, see? See how down on the lower side, it's actually reflecting the lines of the track. All of that is actually the track and the environment. But notice the black that we were deliberate is very, very matte. If we scroll in, we zoom in, very reflective of everything around it. That's all the reflective on the track. And then the black we had was very matte. Very not colored at all. So what you could do in this case, because the back is matte, you could probably grab those 3 particular decals, and you could chrome those out, and that way they would pop and they would shine, looking like they were sticky edges, or those kinds of edges. But you see oh man, just look at that green reflecting right there in the Chevrolet area. Just super green, super reflective, all in your face kind of green. All right, very cool. Look at that truck, very nice. Far chase. Got the blimp, got the chopper, some TV mixed. Alright, and what we haven't even looked at yet was, we haven't even looked at the idea of turning those wheels a different color. Alright, so come on through here, we'll hit play. Oh, right there, look at that. Nice, that's another great shot. Zoom in on the truck. Turn that vanish off a little bit. There it is. Drill Daddy Garage, coming at you. coming at you live. It's a very crisp, clean looking truck. Right? Now this is just a simple, easy. We're going to quit this. Very simple, very easy. Whoop, back and forth. Very simple, very easy design, right? And there it is. That's the truck. Now, from here, you would go ahead and access. From here, you would go ahead and access your trading paints, and then you would just upload your files into trading paints, and then from there, you would just click race to paint. I could do another video on that for you guys. I'm very careful with what I try not to display my iRacing user ID. It's one of them personal numbers, kind of like a social. So that's everything. Hope you guys enjoyed how to go from a template to getting your logos to changing schemes to changing your colors to putting in the overlays to doing the creative work to get the kind of scheme you're looking for, and then ultimately ending on your spec map to get where you're trying to go with your spec map. Understand, when you create the paint scheme in Trading Paints, it's going to ask you for a spec map file and it's asking for a paint file. Just make sure that you navigate Trading Paints and you look at the correct files. Alright, one of the best ways that I recommend it is create a file on your desktop or in a folder, wherever you want to, or create a folder for your paint design, and you're actually going to Control C, Control V the 3 files that are going to be in the folder for iRacing Paint and paste them in a standalone file, because you're going to have to upload screenshots for your paint scheme. I'll tell you what we can do. Give me one moment here. And we'll do Trading Paints here. So, hold on a minute, we'll do it like this. Apparently I'm not logged in Trading Paints. 1 second. Which is very weird to me. Make sure we click I'm not a robot, because I'm not. Alright, so we'll pull this back up. We'll pull this back up. I'd say what we'll do. Let's see if we can go to back to this scene. There we go. Alright. We're going to try to make this larger. Give me 1 second. We're going to turn off this. I'll make this bigger for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Hey, there we go. You can see what I'm talking about a little bit easier. Alright, so what we have over here, this is what Trading Paints will look like when you get logged into Trading Paints. Right, we talked about this earlier at the beginning, how you paint cars and download templates. Well, you also have Showroom, right? So you can explore paints, collections, things you've done, or you can have My Showroom Paints. So we click My Showroom Paints, and you can see that I've done a lot of different cars and a lot of different things. So we have the Armada car, which I talked about earlier. This is the Armada Xfinity car. So you have, who I am, the name, who's racing it, and this is how you race the paint. You'll actually click race this paint, and then you have features, or it features some pictures. So we have a couple pictures, different angles, different ways the car looks good, right? And then you can get after it from that, right? You have, and I have all different kinds of schemes. At some point, come on, Word, come back to me. So, I have this Ben and Jerry's car. I have this car I made for a friend of mine for Premier Racing. This Sour Patch Kids car, very cool car. We had some team paints that I made. We had some I made one for Stone Mountain 64. I had a car I made for the MS race, another previous race. Now I used to have a lot of people were racing my paint schemes, but now I don't really have a whole lot. I haven't been able to do a whole lot of uploads lately. I have two people that are currently racing the Sour Patch Kids, and I have two people that are currently racing the Guinness car. Um, the Guinness car is it's a beast of its own. I raced that car for a very long. It was one of my. This is one of my first cars that I started working on. Notice you got a screenshot from the UI, and then you have a screenshot from the track itself. So a lot of work on that car. Very cool process to learn to go from this to what I'm doing now. So that's how you do it. Race this paint, off you go. Alrighty. So let me pull this. Keep that up, I guess. You know what? I'll put iRacing back up. Alright. Well, that just about concludes everything I can for you. So that takes you through all the way from step 1 to step done. And now you guys have seen all the different things of how the process works. Look back, come back to me. We'll work on some more. Send me some ideas. You can find me on iRacing. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. Anywhere you find this, send me some requests. Send me some ideas. I'm always looking for new creative ideas to work on some stuff, and I would love some challenges. So bear with my time. Being a drill sergeant is challenging, but that time is coming to an end very soon. So tell me what you got. We'll have some fun. We'll create some stuff together. We'll work on some tutorials. Bring y'all in. Join the Discord. We can work on it together and have a wonderful time. Alright, so with that being said, you guys have a fantastic time, and we'll see you very soon.